This work is part of a very long-term research program that started years ago and now is becoming really timely because of this European Green Deal debate that Ursula von der Leyen has started. And many people ignore that Christine Lagarde has said something in a very similar direction. This combination is important, and I'll at the end say something about that too. It's a great idea, it's a great opportunity, but frankly, it's easy to waste it, to make colorful flyers and stuff like that. To get these things to work is not that trivial. And questions are of the sort, how much money, where to put the money, who decides, this kind of things. And the first thing that we work on is the following. You can try, and that's a big part of what people discuss now, to take existing investment flows and move them in another direction. For instance, the European Investment Bank is planning to do exactly this. Now that's fine, that should be done, but this will not change the overall situation of Europe. It's essential that there will be a large stream of green investment which is additional to the existing investments. And there we have looked at data, we have looked at mechanisms, we continue to model, we continue to compute. Presently, it seems to us that one should envisage at least a stream in the order of 150 billion euro, and that's important, publicly funded. Then there's private funding that goes on top of it. But that's a delicate thing, I will explain in a moment. The second thing is that one needs to look into issues that so far have not been in the foreground of the discussion about energy transition and climate policy. Things like green hydrogen, things like buildings, and also everybody discusses about it. So far, transport is doing a miserable job in terms of reducing emissions. So there's a need to mobilize these resources in a way as to really tackle these new issues. And there, the good news is that we have an institution that can leverage money. So the European Investment Bank has a AAA rating. If you give it, say, 10 billion euros, already you can add to this capital which is not paid in, that's standard. So you pay in 10, but in fact you increase the capital of the EIB by 30, 40, something like that, even more. And second, they can leverage it. They are very cautious. They leverage only 2.5, which is much less than what a normal bank does. But it means that you get in an order of magnitude of, say, 100 billion per year by paying in just 20 billion, which is definitely feasible. However, we have a second problem. And the problem is that Europe does have what you call an innovation system, which is very good at improving existing things, German cars, machine tool making, these kind of things. But since World War II, Europe has not been able to really achieve a large-scale breakthrough innovation. Catching up with Boeing and producing the Airbus, yes. But then with IT, it doesn't look so great. And certainly there has to be some far-reaching changes in the European innovation system. And for that purpose, it seems to us the European Union should orchestrate, not manage, should orchestrate a European venture capital fund for the Green Deal. This can be done by a few countries. 3 or 4 countries are enough. It doesn't take a lot of money. If you take even only 10 billion or 20 billion, lots of investors are looking for opportunities to join such a thing. So by combining the leverage of the European Investment Bank, by setting up a new kind of venture capital and consciously working on enhancing the breakthrough capacity of the European invention system, it seems to us that it's possible, number one, to achieve better well-being across Europe and to reduce, and that's important, inequality, mainly regional but also social. In that sense, it seems to us the opportunity is there, but you have to do the groundwork. And an important first step could be for Ursula von der Leyen, Christine Lagarde, and Kristalina Georgieva, the new director of the IMF, to set together a working group in motion of these 3 institutions. That would have a lot of authority, and we will need that to, frankly, feed some productive ideas into the Eurogroup. All this has to happen in the present year. By the end of this year, we should be operational and able to start. That's what we are working on, and we are actually quite enthusiastic about it.